While the family that owns Domaine du Pegau has been in the wine business for hundreds of years, Domaine du Pegau itself was not established until 1987. At that time, it was formed to be a family estate winery. The Pegau wine that I buy most frequently is the Cuvée Reserve. This is an absolutely exceptional wine that's consistent year in and year out, and one that I typically buy regardless of vintage quality. This is a wine that can often be purchased for around $50 a bottle, sometimes less. It's a wine that I oftentimes buy from my favorite flash site, which is linked in the description below. The Cuvée Reserve is a blend that typically consists of about 80% Grenache, 6% Syrah, 4% Mourvèdre, and then the rest being made up of other permitted grapes. This is a wine that has 100% whole cluster fermentation and which ages for 2 years in large oak casks. Pegau also has a slight variation on the Cuvée Reserve called Cuvée Laurence. The Cuvée Laurence is identical to the Cuvée Reserve, except that it undergoes 4 years of maturation in large oak casks rather than 2. This additional maturation time makes this wine slightly more elegant, a little bit less fruit-forward, and it has a little bit more of a complex or tertiary characteristic to it. While it's fun to taste Pegau wines when they're young, and I often do pop at least one of them upon receipt, I typically prefer them with at least 5 to 8 years of age on them, sometimes a little bit more in stronger vintages like 2010. I recently opened a bottle of the 2009. It was showing extremely well. So far, some of my favorite vintages for Pegau include 2003, 2009 and 10, 2015 and 16, and 2018 and 2019. Those who want to experience the top wine produced by Pegau will want to keep an eye out for the Cuvée de Capo. This is a wine that's made only in exceptional vintages and in fact has only been made 7 times to date. This wine is produced from 100-year-old vines, so certainly an exceptional wine and one to keep an eye out for if you're looking to try the best of Pegau. Those who enjoy white Châteauneuf-du-Pape may also want to consider one of the 2 Pegau white wines. They have a white wine that's a Cuvée Reserve equivalent of the red wine, and they also have a wine that's more like the Cuvée de Capo, and which is quite pricey and one that's very hard to locate.